Maestro, welcome back from summer vacation.
Well, summer vacation, yes, a little bit of vacation, a little bit of work, a good mix of everything.
This is going to be season number what for you?
7.
Wow, how time flies.
How time flies, yes.
And what a way to start off the season with the Carmina Burana.
Carmina Burana, yes.
You
catch me right after rehearsal. So.
Well, tell me how you're looking forward to doing the Carmina.
Well, Carmina is of course one of the top sellers and one of the most popular pieces. For me, it is a very different piece. I see it more in the historic context of the piece, which is for somebody being German a little bit different.
How so?
Well, this piece was written in 1936. The big Summer Olympics, the Leni Riefenstahl, Wochenschau, these aesthetics, and in a certain way, this piece kind of fits into that. The propaganda didn't like it so much because most of it is written in Latin. They would have preferred it in
Deutsch,
in German.
Mm-hmm.
But Hitler liked the piece a lot. That doesn't mean that that's not the problem of the piece,
But was it written for a specific
No.
occasion?
No. But I see the context of the piece very differently. So now when I look at the piece, I see, this glorifying a new Germany that has been built in these 3 years between 1933 and 1936, and then all the world comes to the Berlin Olympics and applauds this, not knowing what the world is getting into. And we are at the dawn of World War II. And this is, interestingly enough, a lot what I feel in the piece. And that's why I think music is so interesting. It's sometimes really prophetic without knowing it. Neither the composer knew, but I think I feel a lot of what I see in Shostakovich, struggling with the Stalin era. I think that's how I made peace with the piece. I feel in Orff the struggling with the Nazi oppression and this fighting against it, but really smelling the gunpowder in this piece. And there are some really frightening moments.
What's it written for? I mean, why Latin? Why the Carmina Burana? What is
well,
it?
he discovered this. First of all, Orff was a researcher for old music, and so therefore very rare species. Then he was, of course, the big educationer, one of the first to do really, thorough children's music, early music education, a little bit along the lines with Kodály and Bartók, but yes, in a very specific way. These Orff instruments, we all know them, that kids, even the toddlers can play and make music. And then he discovered this was discovered in Bayern. That's why it's called Carmina Burana, in a monastery, and so he put these. Some of these texts together actually to create something for the stage. It's supposed to be like an opera oratorio. It's not really meant to be a concert piece, but staged with costumes, and there's a story behind it. And these 3 chapters bring us a little bit through the cycle of life with all its ups and downs and all its beauty and also all its ugliness.
I see in the background we have red, but you're going to start it. The lighting off with green.
Well, because it's Fortuna, it's the spring, it's the birth, that what we are looking at. Interestingly enough, the Fortuna comes back at the very ending, and I think that's where I see the deconstructive part then has already happened, and I think if you really see it in the historic context of 1936, you sing the Fortuna very differently at the very end.
Well, when I was living in Scotland, Andre Previn was conducting this for the proms, and it launched a career of one Patrick McCarthy because the baritone collapsed on stage from the heat of the TV lights.
Oh.
And the baritone student had always wanted to sing it professionally and got a chance that night. And Previn never stopped conducting. They took the baritone off stage. This fellow picked up the score and completed it. and launched a career.
What's his name?
His name is Patrick McCarthy.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
And you never know. I hope no one collapses this weekend.
I mean, all the three singer parts are very challenging.
Very big.
The baritone being the biggest by far, going very high tessitura, very demanding part, a lot of characterization, a lot of colors you have to show. The tenor part, excruciatingly difficult. I mean, like, well, it's just so high. It's like it's a Rossini tenor. I think it should be sung with beauty, though the scene is more like, it feels more like a castration scene, actually. And the soprano part is also very high, very beautiful, something between an innocent bird and a siren and a nymph, and well, enveloping everything that's the beauty, the mother, the lover, the virgin, you know, in all of this. And yeah, that's a very beautiful part. And then, of course, it is the highlight for chorus. And so we have the Mastersingers here and the Children's Chorus of San Antonio, so it's a big collaboration with all of them.
Well, Maestro, what a great way to start the season. It's going to be this Sunday as well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
Here at the HEB Performance Hall.
And we start with, I combined it actually, we started off with I Vespri Siciliani, Verdi Overture to the opera I Vespri Siciliani. First of all, I want to showcase the orchestra at the beginning, and interestingly enough, the theme of Vespers connects those two pieces quite significantly. So,
well, bravo on a great opening for the season, 16-17 for the San Antonio Symphony.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maestro.